DJ? Like my DJ moves? You don't like anything I do. What is going on, Crypto
We actually
fam?
agree on something.
What's up, Crypto fam? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I'm one of your co-hosts, David. We are coming at you from our studio here in Windy City, Nevada, also known as Sin City, Nevada, with our daily, on the weekdays, live show. Before we get into content, quick disclaimer, nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. With that being said, let me introduce you to your co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, and stale information and upload it in a hopefully not choppy, fun, and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams. We also do deep dives, other content. So make sure you check out deep dives and other content. This is obviously the live stream. What do you know?
No way. Great.
And then, if you could help us out by hitting the like. Okay, here we go. And what else? What else we got? Subscribe if you haven't done that. Notification bell. And I think we fixed our IT problem here. We were having some issues yesterday. Thanks for hanging out and watching the choppy stream. We just went and got a new modem and router, and we seems to fix the problem.
We're getting fiber, baby.
We're getting fiber, but temporary fix, new modem, so we're good to go.
Do me a favor. When you do roll call, will you skip over Michael Allen?
Why?
He just started off my day. He just wants to talk crap. Just right off the bat. Come on, bro.
Dang. Michael's my boy, bro.
That's cold, man.
Michael Allen, what's up, dude? You know, if anybody here is a DJ, it would be our producer.
Yeah.
AKA Stereo 2 on the ones and twos. He was a former DJ.
Was he really?
Yeah, I was too.
You were a DJ?
I was a DJ, and
See, this is
I did
how
a few
much-
tracks back
Like a
in
legit
Italy.
DJ?
This is how much David pays attention. He doesn't even know our own producers.
Shut the hell up.
Like
No.
history.
Okay, when's his birthday?
It is December 10th.
Nope.
Very close, but they don't give it. Probably let's keep it
December 12th.
for ourselves.
Yeah,
All right, whatever.
Oh, very close though.
There we go.
Close enough.
All right.
Roll call.
All right, roll call, baby. Let's go. All right, so we got Broke Yoshi first in the chat. Congratulations. We got Chef Murder, Lala, Tox, Why You Loud Gang, Nashawn, Hindi, Tox. I already said Tox. Jason. Jason said hola to me. Not to you, David. Did you see that? And we also got Olga in here. Marky Mark, what's up, my dude? And Crypto Junkie, one of the new homies. And we got Shizzy, Hindi, as we mentioned, Michael, and Stereo 2 on the ones and twos and on the chat.
Also,
What's up?
Marky Mark, we've sent you via Twitter DM your 10% off for being a well member. So
Yeah.
thanks for that again.
And then for those of you that don't already know, we do have a membership program, only $2.99. If you want to help support our channel and our internet speed, you can join and get all those fun emojis. And as we get more people joining,
We should do a Wi-Fi emoji next.
like a little buffering signal. It's I think
That'd be
they actually have a
legendary,
buffering signal. I think
They do?
Yeah, yeah, they do actually.
Oh, man.
But anyways,
There it is. Chef Murder threw it in there.
yeah. Oh yeah. So back to joint membership. Yeah, we got a $2.99 is the membership. We do have some other tiers. We have the hodler and then the whale. The whale is completely unnecessary. We will say it over and over again.
As of right now.
It's probably a waste of money. However, what isn't a waste is the fact that you support us and we use it to grow our channel, and we absolutely much love and appreciate it. So all jokes aside, we do appreciate our whale members here, which is Marky Mark and Broke Yoshi.
Straight up.
Yeah. And,
Straight up. So,
What's up?
I was going to say something, but I forgot.
You forgot.
Come back to me later.
Okay. That's nice.
You
Let's get David a teleprompter. All right. So, what was that?
I forgot again.
Okay. Okay. So this is what happened yesterday when the stream went down. Your boy put on horns. What's up? The bull market's back, baby. Bull market's back, baby.
No, it's not.
And it is, babe. So our thumbnail today was, is the bull market back or are we in a bull trap?
That's going to be our hot take.
Yeah, that is our hot take.
Hold on. Brokioshi said, my wife be buying purses and shoes. I waste enough money. Know the feeling, my guy.
You know what? If you watch our channel, we're going to endow you with all the knowledge to make tons of straight cashola. Obviously, you have to do your own research, and investment advice is not what you find here. But
Yes.
if you knowledge up by watching us, you should be making plenty of money. $24.99 should be a drop in the bucket for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. Now, moving on. So where are we at? Taking a look at Bitcoin, we are at $31,968.01. Taking a look, absolute tear overnight. We went in at, we hit 30,000. We are now at 32,000. And so, you know, this screams bull trap. But we could have tested the bottom. So, you know, both narratives can hold true. You know, we could have tested the bottom and we could have had the bounce and it could be moving up. However, you know, what you have in the traditional markets, obviously the temperature in the room right now is that we're going through a recession. We're already 6 months into it, hypothetically. And probably will last another year, I'm assuming. Don't you agree? Time frame wise, probably around a year.
Depends on
it could be more or less, whatever. You know, it all depends.
I'm paying more attention to the macro right now,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
And so for that reason, because global investing is curtailed basically, as far as risk on, I don't think even in Wall Street, people are really diving into riskier assets in the same way that people aren't diving into riskier assets in crypto. The same can be said with Wall Street. And so right now, it's just a big consolidation. I mean, in the same way that we get shakeouts for crappy projects here in crypto, you have the same in Wall Street. So there's a lot of like new tech startups that, you know, got no business being publicly traded companies and having the estimated value that they have. And so a lot of these are going to go under. So I think, you know, pullbacks are healthy. Recessions are healthy. You know, you don't want to just straight go up and up. Otherwise, instead of a recession, you have a depression, and then you have absolute crash. And you know, for the world superpower as far as the economy, you don't really want the U.S. to go through an absolute super crash, you know, depression style market tanking. So we got Big D in the house. What's up, Big D? All right, and then Ethereum, we're sitting right around this $2,000 mark. I have not pulled the trigger on my Ethereum buy yet.
Well, we got some news on Ethereum.
Yeah, I was still eyeballing the 1,600. You know, as long as we're over this $30,000 mark, you're not going to see the days of $1,800 Ethereum or a sub $1,800. I believe is gone. So, you know what's been moving today, David?
Waves.
Cardano.
Oh, yeah.
ADA is on a straight moonshot right this moment. Look at this. Look at this chart right here, man. Look what's going on here, man. Just straight going cray all day. Look at that, man. 1 week ago, you could pick that up at 45 cents. It's over 60 cents right now, hitting as high as pretty much 69 cents in the last 24 hours.
25% gain right there.
Yeah. So if you're a big Cardano lover, put ADA gang in the chat. That's right.
What?
Number one, numero uno, one in the chat. ADA gang. All right. Taking a look at the crypto bubbles, we got as we mentioned, Cardano up 16%. Waves up 25%. What's going on with Waves? Did I miss something?
I didn't see anything on Waves.
Axie Infinity's up a bunch as well. Axie Infinity got straight crushed when they had the Ronin hack.
Yeah.
So, you know, they probably have a lot of ground to make up just because a lot of people, they shook out of a lot of scared investors. But as time goes on, you know, there's tons of tons of well-established chains out there that have been exploited, that have been hacked, that have had vulnerabilities and recovered. And so as time moves on away from these events and there's no more problems, kind of like you have in the workplace, but like 2 days since last accident, you know what I mean? That's you know, when you're at 360 days, you know that, you know, you feel a lot safer. But where are we at on crypto fear and greed index? We're moving, man. As you can see here, the people are feeling confident. Money is flowing, baby. Bull market is back. Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah, I mean, we were down about a week and a half ago. We were all the way down to 8. That's when we had right around the same time we had that flash crash down to what a Bitcoin hit, what, 26,000, right?
25.5.
25.5. And so was that the bottom? You know, it could be. I still think we're going to be hanging out in the sub 30. But is the bottom 25?
Which means
could very well
which
be.
means you lost your bet.
I don't know.
Just say you lost the
I
bet,
didn't
man.
lose anything.
You lost the bet.
You know what? I said the ultimate floor is 30,000,
Oh my
and you know
God,
what?
dude.
If anything, I've been proven
you are a sore
right.
loser, bro.
I've been proven right.
You're a sore loser. You
'Cause
lost the bet.
We've been straight hanging around that 30,000. I mean, you can't be like, oh, well, we were at 29,000. You said 30. Like, get out of here.
You said we're not going to be trading on the 30K. We've been trading
And we
on the
haven't.
30K.
We
And
haven't.
you literally
Nope.
just said we're going to.
I like to round everything up. So 28 and 29 is
an idiot,
30.
bro.
Thank you. But taking a look
Chat,
at
you better have my back on this. I swear to God.
Michael Allen says you're a terrible DJ, so shut up. Yeah,
That was 15 comments ago.
Thank you. Pretty much all even, nothing really going on in Wall Street as far as movement up and down. So, you know, I think everybody's just kind of waiting, man. I think this is, you know, we had a significant pullback. And so maybe this is just a consolidation before the next leg up.
Well, you gotta remember-
maybe it's a consolidation before the next pump.
Well,
as
beginning of the month always brings on, you know, new CPI numbers,
Oh,
talks
yeah.
about the new Fed rate hikes. And then I believe
So
Next
this
month
is-
we're gonna
so
get the
here's the
GDP
S&P
numbers.
500, man. I mean, we're getting close to regaining what we lost here. This is the 1-year chart, and so where we were a year ago, we're getting back there now. Year to date's a little different, but still, as you can see here, nice big reversal. So if you're looking for short-term confidence in the market, all the indicators are pointing to, all the indicators are pointing to a solid bull trend, I guess, or bullish trend right now. So I don't know. Why are you looking at me all funny, bro?
what indicators are showing that?
No, I'm saying that like the
charts
Wall
are?
Wall Street's got a reversal here. Look at that. Wall Street's got a reversal. And you're in the short term, you're getting leg ups, higher highs and higher lows. Obviously, if you zoom out, that's not the case. You take a look at the 3-month here. But I mean, this is a pretty good reversal. I mean, in the last month, we haven't really had that. Maybe here. And then, we went back up to, we're on the Cardano chart here. Give me a second. But, getting back into Bitcoin. If we take a look at the 1-month chart, I mean, this is pretty, this could be a bull trap, but it looks good. It has all the indicators of what you would want to see for a reversal. So, this could have very well been the bottom right here. Now, my personal opinion, I don't think it is.
Right.
We can discuss that a little bit more in our hot take.
Go ahead, roll it. That's good. That was a good segue. You don't need. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's hot.
All right. So hot take is this. Okay. Bull trap or bull run. We're both. Robin's already said his piece as far as bull trap, and I agree. I think we're in a bull trap. But the fact that the bears kept pushing down the price, and when we look at the charts in the market analysis, you'll see what I'm talking about. We dipped under our symmetrical triangle for roughly maybe a day and a half. And I was like, all right, we broke it. We closed under it a couple times or for a whole daily candle. I was like, all right, we're going to the downside. But no, enough buying pressure stepped in to raise the price above. We did touch 32,000. We're trading a little under 32 right now. But to me, we consider Bitcoin an asset. We want institutions to get in. We want retail to get in, right? And which is happening. But with that, you got to understand when the macroeconomic sentiment is bad, right? Inflation's high, employment, people's real wages are going down, supply chain issues, war, everything going on. People are still afraid. Sentiment on the overall economy, not just in the US, but across the world, is not very good. You had the ECB, the European Central Bank, their inflation is creeping over 7%. A couple months ago, they came out and said, we're not going to raise interest rates. Now they're rethinking their strategy, which they have to. So it's not just the US, it's Europe, it's Australia, it's New Zealand, it's China, it's everywhere. So for me, there's not enough retail investors coming in, buying, hodling Bitcoin for this to be a bull run. So to me, this is a bull trap. I do see us push down lower. And as far as what number, I will go over that in the market analysis. Don't want to give that up. But to me, I ain't buying Bitcoin at 32,000. Like my price target is low 20s. And I've stayed patient and I will continue to stay patient. I might be wrong. And we already bottomed out.
Well, you know how you could hedge your might be wrong. You could dollar cost average. And
Bitcoin, I'm not dollar cost averaging. I'm doing chunk buys on Bitcoin.
Chunk buys?
Yeah.
You're going against your dollar cost average?
No, I dollar cost average other coins. ADA, I'm dollar cost averaging. ETH, I'm dollar cost averaging. And a couple other ones.
Sorry, what is the difference? Chunks buys and DCA.
DCA. So, for example, I buy Bitcoin on the 1st and the 15th.
Okay.
And so
no matter what
regardless of
the price is.
Okay.
So it averages the price.
And then I do the opposite of what he's doing. So then when I see a big market dump and I see a discounted great value on a token, I'll just buy some up, purchase, via limit order.
Instead of putting $500 on the 1st and 15th of Bitcoin, I just put $5,000 and buy it at once.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, it's like trying to time the bottom and the tops, right? Versus dollar cost averaging. You're going to get some tops, you're going to get some bottoms. So it averages itself out. It's good long-term investment strategy,
the numbers say that dollar cost averaging always wins out.
Yes.
So, but I mean,
I'm not saying my strategy is the best one or it's right, but
these numbers are for investors in its whole. And so we know there's people that just straight FOMO in. Now, I would like to say that, David, myself, we have a little bit more knowledge in perhaps where the market's going and where it's been and what the likely trends are. And so I feel like I could probably time markets better than the average individual, just for the simple fact that I'm absolutely consumed with nothing but crypto for, every day of my life. And for that reason, I feel like I can identify great values. But for your average investor, and even for ourselves, I mean, it's still hard. Sometimes you're just like, oh, that's a great buy, and then you buy, and the next thing you know, it's 50% off the next day. You're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Son of a.
But you're telling me if you see a $22,000 Bitcoin, you're not going to want to dump $10,000 into it?
I mean, here's the thing. If I see a $22,000 Bitcoin, I know Ethereum is going to be at like $1,100, and your boy going to be straight pulling the trigger like blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Not violence, YouTube.
Blah, 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 blah. That's a finger
Squirt
thumb
gun.
sound.
The water gun.
Yeah, water gun.
It's hot in Vegas. So you think this is a bull trap, Robin?
Absolutely. Boy, I mean, what does a bull trap look like? Because a bear trap is the foot. The bull trap must be the red cape. And then you're like, you got lower lows over here. And you're like, gotcha. And then you run into a wall and you get liquidated. So that's a bull trap. And let me tell you something here. You know what? Don't fall for it. Because if you're trying to get that, if you're trying to get that discounted Bitcoin, it's coming soon.
Where did the foot come from? The boot?
No, the foot. The bear trap. What is a bear trap? It's like the see the
Leonardo
cartoons.
DiCaprio movie.
Gotcha.
Dude,
gotcha.
those bear traps are absolutely absolutely inhumane.
Come here,
man.
Bill.
So-
Come here. Nope. Psych.
That's right.
30,000.
That's right.
I think we're both in agreement. Rocco, what do you think? Bull trap or bull run?
Yeah, I think it's too early. I think that's
And so
Macro's terrible right now. I'm telling you.
the thing is like you can't ignore, so I've said it several times before. You can't ignore the fact that the global markets are down. And, you could have the best company in the world. We can zoom out of crypto, for example. You can have the best company in the world. And if the global markets are down, your likelihood of being in the green and making higher highs and higher lows as far as your profit, P&L statements, as far as revenue, is going to be extremely difficult. And the numbers would go against you. Now, there are always companies and protocols that break the business model. There's always an exception to the rule. But you shouldn't look at the exception to the rule as the mean. And so with that said, Bitcoin is another financial sector. A lot of the money shifts from one sector to the other. As people take profits in Wall Street and their tech stocks and just in their day-to-day portfolios, they move it around to different assets and different categories. And the same can be said when you are down. And the same way that, people leverage trade, companies do the same. They borrow on margin and then they get margin called and they have to liquidate. And that's not by choice. They don't want to sell their riskier assets at a loss, but sometimes you just have no option. And so if you're stuck in a situation where you're a company and you get margin called because you borrowed some money on leverage, basically collateral, which is a typical business strategy when investing, and you are approached to by the lender saying, hey, you know what? The value of your collateral has dropped. You need to put up more collateral. And obviously, if you're already in the red, your portfolio, you don't have extra cash on the side, so you have to liquidate something. So where do you start? You start on your higher risk assets. You start on your riskier tech stocks. And even though, if you're big, if your portfolio is huge in Tesla, for example, that's your main bread and butter. Now, I say Tesla is also a risk on stock as well, but okay, let's just take S&P 500. You're not going to liquidate your S&P 500 if that's like majority of your portfolio, because that's like your stable. That's like your Bitcoin in Wall Street. And so you're going to get rid of your riskier stocks. And so if you have a diverse portfolio in different financial sectors, including, a certain percentage to Wall Street, a certain percentage to crypto, you're probably going to liquidate your crypto first. Or at least you're going to diversify and move stuff around and spread it around. So,
yeah.
So for that reason, as long as we are in a quote unquote bear market, I think so will cryptocurrency. And even though people say we're not correlated, just look, this is the S&P 500. We're down here 3 days ago. And you look at Bitcoin, we were down here 3 days ago. So when the global markets shift further down, which I believe they will, so will Bitcoin. And so if you're looking to buy at a lower price, I would hold steady. There you go.
Shizzy, that's a good question. So what if the bottom's in? When do you start buying? I will tell you when I'll start buying during market analysis.
Now, here's the thing. You don't have to buy the bottom. So do you agree? Here, put a 1 in the chat if you believe within the next 16 months you think Bitcoin will hit 80,000. 16 months. So I believe it will.
No.
Okay. How about 24 months? 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. And then even if you said no to that, 36 months. You know what I mean? So regardless, buying Bitcoin at $32,000 is at a massive discount to where it will be within, I believe, 16 months. What David believes, 24 months. And what, regardless of what anybody believes,
In the next
36
10 years,
months.
yeah.
And so, there's nothing wrong with buying a crypto, not financial advice, or an asset that you believe in long term, that you feel comfortable will end up moonshot. And that's what Bitcoin's going to do. And you look at the history of Bitcoin, it has doubled in price on average every year. Obviously, that's an average. It goes up. It goes up
600%.
It goes up 600% in a year and a half. and it pulls back, and it goes up another 600%, and it goes down for 2.5 years, and then 1.5 years, goes up 600%. The next 2.5 years. So, I do want to give a shout out to Hendy. He is our first hodler member.
You sure he's our first?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hodler Club, my friend.
You are in a club of your own.
Where are the members only jackets, he said. That's actually a good question. Rocco? Jackets?
Members only jackets. I saw somebody referencing they wanted Sin City Crypto windshield wipers.
That would be good.
As if that's the thing.
That would be
who was
dope.
it? I don't know. I think they were saying that it's not. They were talking about somebody was talking about sunshades, and they're like, "Well, it rains in where I'm from, and so give me some windshield wipers.
Give me some rain shades." All right, let's move on to our very next segment, the chitta chatta, the talking points. All right, so yesterday during our stream, the only article we talked about was the Luna and how 2.0 came out, 70% plummeted 70%. And this is what I wanted to show you guys yesterday. I didn't get to. So pull up my laptop, Rocco, real quick. And you can put it on full screen laptop. So this is a chart of Bitcoin supply held by entities that have greater than 100 Bitcoin or less than 100 Bitcoin. Now, it shows a pretty steady trend here. And then bam, right here is when the Luna sell-off happened, okay? And Bitcoin dumped from 36.6 to 29K. And you can see the number of entities holding this Bitcoin went up. So people wondering what happened to the Bitcoin that the Luna Foundation Guard sold. Well, here you go. Some of it went to entities. So it's just something interesting I found I want to share with you guys. You got any thoughts on this, Rob? Are you surprised?
Well, you got to think.
Retail also bought some.
You know what it was? It was just straight up very low limit buy orders. And so if you have the capital, okay, here's the thing. If you're going to set limit orders, you have to have the capital set aside and you can't use it. So you can't stake it. You can't have it in your account. You have to lock it into a buy position. And people that have the capital and they feel confident that you're going to get flash crashes, you get things at discount. And your investors do this the best. Corporations, they'll do over-the-counter buys. Your retail will FOMO in and look for discounts. But the investors that have a lot of capital set aside, they will take, say, $1 million, and they'll just put $100,000 at every support level on the way down. And you know what? If 6 of the 10 fill, then cool. But if you look at the history of Bitcoin, as far as its flash crashes, I mean, you get one, like every month and a half usually?
Every 30 days.
Yeah, I'd say on average every month and a half. You get a lot more flash crashes during the bull runs and on the initial crash after a bull run. But essentially, I'd say about every month and a half, you're going to get a big flash crash. And, you're going to have a lot of traders that are over leveraged, that are getting liquidated, and it's just causing a cascading effect of price falling. And so, yeah, that's what we got.
I thought you were going to keep going.
No, I mean, I don't know what else to elaborate on.
I moved my mic.
People are just setting up their buys, man.
So guys, this is me behind the scenes. So Rocco, give it to me, all of it. Okay. So when I know Robin's gonna go and keep talking, I got a good feeling. I do this. I did that, and then you stopped, and I was like, oh, well, let me bring it back. Anyways. So.
Wow, behind the scenes production of. If everybody's wondering what happens exactly with the placement of David's mic, you now know.
Guys, I want to be as transparent as possible with our crypto fan. We love you guys.
I'm the only one.
Michael Allen is he's testing the waters. He says, "Ask me to join, and I'll join."
All right, join.
There you go. Balls in your court, Michael.
You know what, Michael?
Balls in your court.
I will take the money, and I will take DJ classes for you, my friend.
Oh,
I finally got paid.
We actually have a DJ equipment now that we use to switch. We use to switch So a lot of the DJ equipment is also very conveniently used for stream setups. So because they have just tons of little pads and buttons and levels and knobs, you can easily program those to control your live stream. So if you'd like, just sit over there in the producer chair and get the
You know, if any of you are ever in Vegas, you guys need to come check out the studio, man. This thing is legit. Like we've done a lot. Like we've made a lot of improvements here over the last 3 months. So, All right, let's move on. First article we're going to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum liquidations top $157 million after merge upgrade test hits a snag. Ethereum liquidations over $157.26 million. The impetus for the asset's recent price action is multi-pronged. Perhaps most notable, however, was a recent hang-up related to Ethereum's incoming merge event slated for August. Here we go. I thought I had more. On Wednesday, however, the Beacon chain, a sort of ghost version of Ethereum running in parallel to the current Ethereum, experienced a block reorganization event. Such an event means that for a brief moment, the Beacon chain had been forked and blocks of transactions were being processed on yet another parallel version of the Beacon chain. That's just not good. Since then, the network has begun producing blocks uninterrupted, which is good. So, it hit a snag. Now, I didn't believe, okay. You do test nets because you want this stuff to get fixed before you do the mainnet launch. So what I'm looking for is response time. And doesn't seem like it took too long for them to get everything back together. And now everything's going fine. Remember, this is the first of 3 test nets before the mainnet supposedly will go live in August, which I think that's going to get pushed back. Robin, give us your thoughts, please.
Pretty concerning, honestly.
Pretty concerning?
Yeah. I mean, when you're running a blockchain, one of the worst things that you can have happen is that your chain forks on its own. And the reason it forks, you kind of mentioned it, but you got the validators. They validate a block, they validate a block, they validate a block. Now, here's the thing. If you validate a block and it doesn't match up with the next block, so you just imagine, say you validate with the number 1 as an example. You're validating, okay, this chain right now represents 1. And you're like 1, and then all of a sudden you validate the block as 2. Then each validator that validates the 2 block puts another 2 on top of the 2 block, and then a 2 on the 2 block. And at the same time, simultaneously, the validators that didn't agree and were like, the 2 block's not right, it's supposed to be 1, they keep putting 1 on each block. And then next thing you know, you have 2 chains. One with the number 1 is the variable on one chain, another has 2. And as the longer you go away from the fork, and as you produce another block on top of another block on top of another block, you got to think all of those transactions will be invalid. All of those transactions will have to be reversed, compensated, fixed, and it could be an absolute logistical nightmare. And so typically, if this happens, it's usually resolved within 1, maybe 2 blocks. This happened after 7. And, the doomsday scenario would be if it forks after the merge and you get 50, 60 blocks in. And now every transaction on the Ethereum network gets invalidated for the course of, years? For the time it takes to validate, I don't know why I said years, but to validate, say, 50 blocks. If you're doing how many blocks is it on Ethereum? It's like every couple minutes
for a block.
Well, yeah. What's the average block
time? I want to say
average block.
I want to say
block time ETH
30, 45 seconds.
10 to 19 seconds.
Yeah.
So let's leave it at 15 seconds. So 4 blocks a minute. So 10 minutes. So basically every transaction for about 15 minutes, we will say, we'll round it up. So every transaction through the Ethereum network for 15 minutes, if it gets up to 50 blocks on a fork, would have to be invalidated. You got to think about the
Well, this one was a
ramifications.
7. This one was 7 blocks.
Yeah. So 7 blocks means that the network for 2 minutes was
1 minute.
no. It's 4. I'm just saying
7 times 10 seconds.
15 seconds. So
You
four,
said 10
4
to 12
blocks.
seconds.
It's 10 to 19 seconds.
Okay.
So I'll take an average 15 seconds,
yeah, 2
4
minutes.
blocks per minute. And so you can say essentially it was 2 minutes that you were producing blocks. And think about it. Say you buy an NFT and then you turn around and sell it again. How the hell are you supposed to track that thing down after it moves twice? And so the ramifications of fixing a fork get exponentially worse as each block gets created on top. And so, this does happen. It is kind of rare, especially on a such an established chain like Ethereum. But when it happens, usually it's reversed within 1, maybe 2 blocks. And so the fact that I got up to 7 is concerning. And
Here's the thing, though. You can point to a reason as to why this happened. It's not like a chain that's not undergoing a major change and this happens. Like, whoa, what's going on? Like, we know exactly why this happens. They're literally switching from a proof of work consensus to a proof of stake.
No, well, they haven't activated the switch. They haven't activated the merge. This is the chain running how it's supposed to. So it's not like they merged. They're not. They had an issue. This
This was on the Beacon chain,
This was the Beacon chain.
and the Beacon is the one that's going to be merged,
Yes.
and the Beacon is the one they're running test nets on.
Let me go through this article here. There was an explanation of how it
Beacon
happened.
chain is sort of ghost version of Ethereum running in parallel to the current Ethereum experience of block
It hasn't merged
reorganization.
yet. That's
No,
the
I know
thing.
that's what I'm saying, but it's essentially a test chain.
It is a test net, but it's a functional test net. It's not gonna
Yes.
it's not gonna be any different unless they change it unless they change it from this
sure.
point moving forward. It's not gonna be any different than when the merge happens. The idea is that you have a completely functional chain, which is the ETH 2.0, and then you have Ethereum, another functional chain, and both of them run in parallel 100%, no changes. And then you just merge them together. And then realistically, all you're really doing is taking the transaction history from Ethereum and you're just adding it into the merge chain. So you're not really putting any attributes from the ETH network outside of its history. And so the merge chain, as you see it right now, is supposed to be a representation of what Ethereum should be in the future. And if we are 2 months away from launch and you have a 7-block fork, concerning. All I'm saying.
I mean, it's not ideal, but
I mean, these things happen. I'm not saying it's a doomsday scenario, but it is definitely concerning. You're 2 months away. Number 2 project had a exploit where they forked to Ethereum Classic, 6 years ago, and now you're 2 months away from rollout, and you got a 7-block fork. I'm just saying, like when this thing goes from however many users that are on the merge chain right now, the Beacon chain is small. When you incorporate all the users that are on the Ethereum chain and you really fucking turn up the knobs on this thing and really start poking at it, if this thing is getting problems right now with however little amount of users are on the Beacon chain, extremely concerning.
Hold your horses. I'm pretty sure I read this right. There's more transactions on the Beacon chain right now than there are on the Ethereum chain, on the main chain. I could be wrong.
I
could have swore I read that somewhere.
I mean, what dApps are launched on the Beacon chain?
I either read it wrong or that's what I read.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way.
We're gonna find out.
I mean, Ethereum might not have the most use case for the simple fact of the network congestion and gas fees, but
well, the gas fees are fine. Network congestion's fine. It's just the biggest boost we saw to ETH was NFTs, and that market is down really bad. Like as far as trading volume, just in general, just people's money, the portfolios are. My portfolio got annihilated. It got cream pie. Can we get a cream pie as our next emoji? All right. While our producer is fact checking me, please let's move on to our very next article. Now, we gave you some bearish Ethereum news. Well, here is some bullish Ethereum news. Fidelity. our favorite investment firm because of what they did, to offer ETH trading and custody. Robin, ETH trading and custody. Ethereum will soon be available through one of the largest asset management companies in the world. Fidelity Digital Assets Services, LLC, was looking to hire 110 tech workers with blockchain expertise, including devs and engineers and 100 customer service specialists. These new hires are expected to help build out the infrastructure needed to support Ethereum services. You got a $4.5 trillion assets under management company going out and hiring 210 people just to build the infrastructure to support Ethereum. Need I say more? Need I elaborate? No, I don't. Fidelity, which is the fourth largest asset management worldwide, has 4.5 trillion under management. Now, their aim is to provide faster transactions, 24/7 trading support, and institutional grade security. This is the kind of stuff that is going to bring mass retail into the space. When you can go to your TD Ameritrade, your Charles Schwab, your JP Morgan Chase, your Fidelity accounts, and buy ETH, buy Bitcoin directly from there and leave it there, and not have to worry about a private key or a seed phrase or it getting hacked or it not being insured, guess what? If you have Fidelity, soon you'll be able to process it faster, have 24/7 support, which is what's lacking. That is the biggest thing that's lacking right now in the exchanges, is customer service. It is garbage across the board, absolute trash. When I'm sitting here thinking, which one's better, Coinbase or Crypto.com? They're both garbage. They're both absolute garbage. And so this is great. And then, of course, institutional grade security. This is what it's going to come down to. Will this wipe out exchanges like Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken? Maybe. They're ahead of the game right now for sure. But if they don't continue to build, don't continue to get better, then yes, they will go underwater. Now, Fidelity, their president, Tom Jessup, said, "We measure success over years and decades, not weeks and months." Years and decades, not weeks and months. And I think if we shift our focus to think about our investments in terms of how traditional institutions, traditional people who plan for retirement, the way they think about their investment. I'm 30 years old. I'm putting money in every month, every year, every day, whatever the case may be. And in 25, 30 years, that's when I'm reap the benefits. If majority of people can just get that mindset and start thinking that way instead of this whole, Shiba Inu went up 800% in a month. I became a million overnight. Guys, that's few and far between. Focus on the long game. And that's my 2 cents. Robin, this is huge news, man.
It is.
Custody, trading.
Wasn't Fidelity the one doing the 401ks too?
Yep, exactly.
So
they're ahead of the game, man.
When the biggest investors in the world are opening entire sectors, divisions that go towards crypto, I mean, what else needs to be said? It was only 2018 that you were, talking about Bitcoin going to zero. Everybody was trying to sell, and you see the price crashing. You're like, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme. I mean, your hardcore crypto degens didn't believe that, but that's what the masses thought. That's what institutions thought. That's what CNN thought. And there are only a handful of institutions out there that were brave enough to discuss holding crypto or investing in crypto with their own portfolios, much less offering services. And so you see where we came from and where we're at now in a few short years, 4 years, right? And so super bullish for me. And I think, the next domino is banks. And as banks end up, offering crypto custody, at least, I don't know if they'll offer services as far as trading, but I could see like, hey man, if I'm going to use an institution like say Bank of America or Wells Fargo to custody my fiat dollars in the form of a checking or savings account, then why not offer the same services in Ethereum? Why not offer the same services in Bitcoin? It only makes sense. If that's where I like to keep my wealth and that's the desired means of transaction that I want to use, or at least the store value that I want to use, why not have an institution that already stores my value, that already stores my fiat, have them store my crypto? So I think that's where we're going. Super bullish.
Why do you think FTX is trying to incorporate stock trading? This is going to be the future. In the next 5 years, you're going to have all the big traditional Wall Street, the TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab's. You're going to have those. Then you're going to have like FTX, Coinbase, and they're all going to do the same thing. They're all going to custody and trade crypto, also custody and trade stocks. Same thing on both sides. It's essentially a race to the finish line.
Yeah. I know we didn't have an article on it because we were scrambling to get our stream up, but I did want to touch on what's been going on. Very, very big story. Obviously, we have Terra Luna. So their token did launch, which is up 53% today. I pulled up an article here. So Terra's new Luna rallies more than 50%. So it came out and taking a look at the price.
This does not mean you should buy it.
So it came out at basically $20. Initially it released at 14. You had some people that ill-advisedly FOMO'd into it. Got up to $19, crashed down to $4, and now we're at $9. This isn't on the CoinMarketCap list at the moment as far as its market cap, but its market cap here, if you look, is at $2 billion. And so this market cap has not been verified yet, so that's why you don't see it on our market cap list. But if you take a look at where that would fall, so $2 billion market cap puts it in this little area here, maybe right around where Decentraland is. And so, yeah, man, that thing is got a ton of valuation. Are you surprised, David? That the Terra Luna, the new 2.0 chain, the token valuation, the market cap valuation is at $2 billion, which puts it on par with Decentraland, HBAR, ApeCoin, Internet Protocol. Do you think it's overvalued? Do you think, what's your thoughts on this?
It should be zero.
I agree.
So yeah, it's overvalued. I'm over Luna, man.
Yeah, me too.
Luna's dead.
I just want to bring it up because something that's moving.
People want to know, but
something that's absolutely on a tear. Look at this chart. This thing, it's very interesting. A lot of volume too, as you see here. Look at the volume on this. So a lot of trading going on with it at $9. I wouldn't touch this with David's money.
Dude, stop it. Stop it. Hold on. Brokyoshi said, I saw a Twitter post saying Do Kwon is working on a new stable coin.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Please don't. Just stop. Okay. All right, let's move on. Some Cardano news for you guys. For the ADA gang. Number of active Cardano pools near 3,000 as the Vasil hard fork approaches. So, what is important about the Vasil hard fork? One word, Hydra. Hydra will be brought into the Cardano ecosystem, or will be upgraded to Hydra. Essentially what this does, if you missed our Cardano deep dive video, it will allow each stake pool to get up to 1,000 transactions per second. Multiply that by 3,000 stake pools. Do the math. 3 million transactions per second on Cardano. And it says the number of active Cardano pools continues to rise. There are currently 2,988 active pools on the network, so pretty much at 3K. Now, anyone is free to start a new pool, so long as they have enough amount of ADA coins to start off with. So, ADA is pretty cheap. I believe it's 10,000. Rob, you know this. Is it 10,000 to run a pool?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Really? Okay. Might be 25K, but either way. The aim of the update is to grow the Cardano protocol and significantly increasing its transaction throughput and with it volume and liquidity. This is, dude.
I did pull up here on my end So just to double down on what you're saying, pull up my laptop real quick. So we have Cardano activity is on the rise. So not only the stake pool operators, but let's see here. On Monday, it was recorded that Cardano has significantly more transaction volume than top competitor Ethereum. So they flipped Ethereum as far as transaction volume. That was on Monday. So yesterday. So,
and here you go. Pull up my pull up my laptop. So this
it says the rise of activity follows the implementation of Ghost Chain, which saw the network outperform Ethereum.
And this is
3 times.
This is Cardano total value locked up 27% in the last 24 hours. So now this number, okay, typically total value locked, they count people who are staking their coins, but for Cardano, they don't count that. If they counted that, Cardano would be top 2. It would be right behind Ethereum, but they don't count it because you don't have to lock it up for a certain amount of time. It's free to lock and unlock as you please.
Yeah, this total value locked is pretty much liquidity and for use case. So
27% in 24 hours.
Your staking is to secure the network, so a little different than total value locked, but
and a majority of that is in MinSwap. So, all right, Robin, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man,
3 million TPS, bro.
You know, I think going into the next bull run, I think Cardano is going to be number 3.
Yep,
I think it's going to supplant BNB.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're going to have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and
we'll see.
I think they're going to start almost being like a 3-way race. The same way that we look, and that's my opinion, things could change, but the same way that you look at CoinMarketCap, and at the top it's like Bitcoin, and it says what the market share is of it, and then it says Ethereum. So Bitcoin is like 42%. Or Bitcoin's like 42%. Ethereum is like what, 13%, something like that.
My guess is
it's 46% dominance. Damn, of Bitcoin. Actually, it's more than I thought, and 18% of Ethereum. So,
I think Cardano at
30.
the height.
What do you think? 30 possible?
Maybe
Next bull run.
I think Cardano, their total market cap is going to exceed $250 billion, $250 billion, at the peak of the next bull run. So that, which would mean that's it's about a $7.20 Cardano.
Now, Marky Mark says he's about to jump in the pool. You think he's talking about liquidity pool or like an actual pool? It is summertime, so I mean, I could.
Well, he's from New York.
Could see both scenarios play out.
You know, it's too windy in Vegas to be jumping in no pools. You know, I am surprised that it's not like over 100 degrees every day. We're almost in June. Tomorrow's June, and it's still like low 8, like
Thanks a lot.
mid-80s.
Now every day next week is now going to be
Yeah,
over
brother.
100. Yeah.
Well, my season tickets to the water
I've actually
park.
been
I can't
enjoying
use
it, but I
It
have
is
to put
nice.
chapstick on all the time because the wind is just drying out these lips.
Well, I think it might be that you're talking that dries out your lips because you don't give them a break.
If you come visit Vegas, man, please
Bring
For the
chapstick.
love of God, bring chapstick because there is no
And
moisture
lotion.
here. There's no moisture here. Air is just basically just a vacuum.
You know, the air
And-
here is as moist as Robin's heart. It's very dry because it's got cold blood running through it. All right.
It should have been like, air's like David's personality, dry, or sense of humor. You know?
Ha ha ha. All right, let's move
See?
on. So one of our community members, I can't remember who, yesterday mentioned the SHIB founder disappeared. Just completely vanished off social media. Well, we have the news for you guys.
Amber alert, Amber alert, Amber alert.
Man seen with a Shiba Inu dog walking. Ryoshi disappearance is a predestined or a PR stunt. Well, let's go over it. The creator of the meme-based cryptocurrency
Oh,
Shiba.
the PR stunt?
Yeah, well, it's
Put it on me. Amber alert, Amber alert.
such an idiot, bro.
How do I turn it off?
You moron. What an idiot. All right, let's go back to the article, Rocco.
There you go.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks for that. Way to add value to the show. The creator of meme-based cryptocurrency Shiba Inu has wiped out his entire online presence, deleting all his tweets, including his reply tweets. Another interesting point to note is that Ryoshi has changed the profile picture of his Twitter handle to that of a famous Tibetan poet and yogi, Buddhist Jetson Milarepa. Now, is he giving up all his material belongings and social connections, or is this a PR stunt to build up anticipation? Robin, before I move on to read a quote, because the answer is in that quote, what side are you on? You on PR stunt, or are you on this is legit Satoshi Nakamoto, I'm gone?
It's I'm on the I don't give a damn because I don't care about this project. I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, do I really care what the founder of a crap doo-doo coin is doing? I really don't. You know what? If you wanna Kardashian up here and try to bring attention to yourself,
here's what you need to understand. Just because you don't care doesn't mean the community doesn't care. So why don't you give your opinion on it?
What are you doing? That's my opinion.
What are you
does it
doing?
really matter? How about all the top projects out there, the founders,
their top project.
They are out there building and creating and evolving and changing the world. And you have a creator of a meme coin here ghosting himself on social media, talking about he's out, and his marketing campaign of I'm going to burn as much of my own token as I can.
That wasn't him.
Anyways, I don't really care what SHIB does, honestly. And if you FOMO in the SHIB, you know what? I wish you the best. I don't want anybody to lose money out there, but I'm just saying I wish you the best because it ain't going to be me, bro. It ain't going to be me.
All right. He also deleted all the blogs. And then so of course, the internet stays undefeated. All the detectives are the internet detectives. They started combing through all the blogs and they found the one titled All Hail the SHIB. And he had written in there, quote, I am not important and one day I will be gone without notice. Take the Shiba and journey upwards, friends. So probably just pull the Satoshi, is gone. But then again, he was anonymous. He was never really pulling any strings behind. He just launched it as a meme coin. Community took over and started building the decks and the metaverse they're building and everything else that's going on. So, yeah. Anyways, just because Robin doesn't care, guys, we're still going to talk about it. Don't worry, because I know you guys care. All right. Binance gets approval to operate in Italia, paisan.
Yeah.
I had Italian food last night, and I'm feeling super Italian right now.
Okay.
They will open their office in
Where'd
Milan.
you go? Olive Garden?
They will open their office in Milan. Binance strengthened its European presence by obtaining registration and regulatory approval in the beautiful country of Italy. The registration allows Binance to offer crypto products to its customers in Italy in compliance with local regulations, as well as to open offices and expand the local team. This is a tweet from CZ. Rocco, what does this say?
Binance pretty much get there to register in Italy.
Binance ottiene la registrazione in Italia.
In Italy.
Is that good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Thanks,
yeah.
bro. I love you, Rocco. Now,
what does that say up there? Punto final? That's
What is it?
no, punto
Informatico.
Puntoinformatico.it.
Italy. Man, get your accent right.
You know
bro.
what? You put some Portuguese up there. Your boy gonna
Nobody
start
cares
reading, all
about
right?
Portuguese. Nobody cares about Portuguese.
Italy. So, yeah,
All right. Again, headquarters will be in Milan, and this is a representative from Binance said, we are committed to obtaining relevant licenses and registrations everywhere we can. Binance looks like the leader, the worldwide. I mean, they are the worldwide leader. But what I'm trying to say is they're not stopping. They're continuing to build a foundation for their presence across the world, in Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand. So, Robin, is this an article you care to give your opinion on?
What would you like me to say?
about this article.
What would you like me to say?
I don't want to talk
You know what we need in Italy is more exchanges and more consulates, more embassies, and more U.S. naval bases.
Rocco, how often do you visit Italy? Do you have family there?
Yes.
What are people's thoughts on crypto there?
Well, Italy is a very conservative, is a very old population. So
They're one of the oldest in the world, right?
Yeah, Japan, I think, says we are right there. So you understand that it's very difficult to get people involved in crypto. A bunch of people just are into crypto. I had a chance to speak with somebody that is big on the podcast in Italy on the when we were in Miami at the Bitcoin conference.
Oh, cool.
And I asked, how's Italy? How the Italian really respond? They said that it's getting better.
Really?
So yeah, there is the young blood that really want to get in.
Amazing.
They see an opportunity because
How can you not, right?
Yeah, but in Italy you are kind of bombarded with the old bank system concept, old thinking, and that's what it kind of take the people away from it. So
Right. Understandable. But hey,
not even long ago we didn't have high-speed internet. So
they're about to get the largest exchange in the world
yeah,
in
perfect.
their country, so this should definitely help.
Very happy about it.
Yeah. All right. So
You know, I actually lived in Italy. You didn't know that? I'm serious, man. I lived in Sicily, and my dad was in the military, as you know, and there's a naval base over there, so he was stationed there, and so I grew up there. And when I moved here to America, I actually I failed kindergarten because I couldn't speak English. I could only speak Italian, and I lost all of my Italian knowledge. And yeah, that's it. That's
you're
all I
just
got. All I
getting back.
remember from Italy was that I was little and I was sitting at the top of a hill and I was sitting on a skateboard and the hill was like straight up like.
tell me your dad pushed you down the hill.
No, and then I remember going down the hill and it was like the skateboard was shaking and I got scared, so I just veered off and then I purposely ran off the road and then fell.
You pissed yourself, didn't you?
Well, it was either go faster down the hill or just purposely crash at an already fast pace that wasn't quite as fast as if I kept going. So, anyways,
Looks like you made the wrong decision, as you do in your lifetimes. Elon Musk, if you missed the news last week, Dogecoin will now be accepted for Tesla merch. Well, guess what? He's doubling down. He says SpaceX will also accept Dogecoin, and Dogecoin predictably pumps. SpaceX will soon accept Dogecoin as payment for merchandise alongside Elon Musk's other company, Tesla.
can you buy a ticket to outer space in Dogecoin?
Possibly. I guarantee you the yes. When the time comes, yes. Now, he tweeted, quote, Tesla merch can be bought with Doge, soon SpaceX merch too. When asked whether subscriptions for Starlink, which is a satellite-based internet system, might be payable in Doge, he said, maybe one day. Like, why would you do merch and not your actual services?
You know who else takes Shiba Inu as payment? No, as Doge as payment. Sorry,
AMC.
vMix, our streaming software.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They take Doge?
Yeah. I saw they had like a. Anyways, I'm always like I'm always on their website trying to figure out
got
how to use
breaking
the
news
damn
for you.
software.
Breaking news too. If you buy the merch, you can pay in Doge.
If you what?
If you check out on your page and the
Sin City Crypto?
yeah, you can pay in Doge.
Put the banner up there. Let's get in there.
Marky Mark said, Robalucci.
And then in the description we do have our website with our merch. There was earlier talks about a sunshade, and we got t-shirts and all
Sunshade.
kinds of stuff on there too. So
You mean like the car thing?
yeah, the window shade. Here in Vegas, man, we need those, man.
I still haven't bought mine. I gotta stop being lazy. I gotta start buying it. All right.
Are those reflective? The reflective,
so, yeah.
the reflective ones is where it's at, man. You
Let
need
us know. Let us know what you guys want next. I'm saying backpack would be pretty cool. Robin, what are your thoughts?
how about some flip flops? Because your boy always got the flip flops on.
Flip flops. Oh my
I got
god,
these ugly blue ones, bro. I need to
lame.
upgrade, man.
you're lame.
Look, you see this? My cat bites my flip flops. See,
Never
look
saw
at
a
the
cat.
puncture marks over here.
I can't.
I don't know what the hell.
All right.
Look at this, man. My cat literally just chews on my flip flops, so I gotta hide them. Otherwise, I come out and the cat's like.
What kind of cat is
Hey, we don't feed him much. I'm just.
that? There we go.
Flip flops. All right, let's move on. Now, the great country of Kazakhstan. Here's how much their government made off of crypto mining. Guys, just so you know, okay, my arsenal of accents is vast. So I might throw him out here and there. Never take offense to him. I studied thespian school.
You can't disclaimer
I've been
social
in-
media ousting you. Okay, so you keep it up.
I've been in movie production. I've been trained as an actor, believe it or not. So yes, I've taken roles where I've had
I'm
to
just
talk
letting
in
you know,
different.
if you come in here with blackface on one day, bro,
Ain't nobody coming
it's
in with
game over.
blackface on, all right? Jesus Christ. The last person to get away with that was Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Right?
Yeah, how come he didn't get persecuted for that?
I don't know, but that movie is a goat. Bro.
It's because he's Iron Man. Everybody turns the shoulder. They're like, okay, you blackfaced. But you were Iron Man and everybody likes you, so we're just gonna pretend that one was it. But if he was out of shape and sweaty and was like hitting on people, he'd have went down hella quick.
I don't know, man. It's just,
I'm just saying, man.
I'm not giving my personal opinion on anything. All right, so going back to this article, how much did the Kazakh government make from crypto mining in Q1 of this year? Their State Revenue Committee of the Ministry of Finance released a report on the amount of total energy fees paid by local miners in Q1. It equated to about 1.5 million US dollars in energy fees that were paid to the government. And this was after they introduced a mining fee on January 1st. So literally Q1, $1.5 million went to the government. The committee stressed that a significant amount of the expected fees has not been received as the government had shut down a wide number of crypto mining firms to ensure energy security. So, hey, you want the money? You're going to have to unshut it down, which means don't start it back up, just in case you didn't know. Government is considering increasing local fees for crypto mining as part of their new crypto bill. I would recommend you tread carefully, Kazakhstan, because that 1.5 million can turn into zero. You start getting greedy and start charging more or shutting these miners down. Guess what? They're going to move. They're going to leave. They're going to come to Texas. They're going to go to Georgia. They're going to go to freaking anywhere. Anywhere. It should be a fight to bring miners to your state. They solidify your power, your power grid, right? They stabilize it. They help with revenue. They offset, no matter what you hear, they offset the carbon footprint by doing things like setting up shop next to these giant data centers and just taking all the burnt off energy or power, whatever the case may be. They harvest that and then they use that to mine the Bitcoin. So you should be doing the opposite. I don't think you should be raising it. You can still bring in more money by not raising it. How? Bring in more miners. In late 2021, the Data Center and Blockchain Association of Kazakhstan estimated that crypto mining could bring as much as $1.5 billion in revenue for the country in 5 years. Is their GDP even $1.5 billion? I'm curious.
GDP 1.5 billion? Hell yeah.
I know.
Get out of here, man.
Sarcastic. So, Robin, are they getting too greedy?
Well, here's
What
the
are your
thing, man. They need to be careful, as you mentioned, because when China banned Bitcoin mining and just basically Bitcoin in general, what ended up happening was the miners moved. And when you're moving and you're trying to set up shop somewhere else, obviously it's a little bit more difficult to go across the world, literally, to the United States. Logistically speaking, it's an absolute nightmare, especially with all the supply chain issues. You got to think, when you have tens of thousands of ASICs and all the infrastructure and wire, all of those need to be transported in a way that, one, doesn't damage the units, that it has to all be packaged and wrapped. And so the longer that your mining products are in transportation, the more vulnerable they are to breaking. And so ideally, if you shut off in China, you want to move somewhere closer. And Kazakhstan's pretty damn close in comparison to the Western nations. And so that's when and where we saw a large influx of miners when it came into Kazakhstan. So much so that they put a strain on the power grid, and in turn they limited mining, and they basically told the miners they needed to turn off their network, and for an unforeseen amount of time. It wasn't like, hey, can you just power down for here and there intermittently? They were just like, nah, hey guys, cut it out. And so Kazakhstan found itself in an interesting situation. You had one where they were welcoming miners. They're like, hey, all of you companies that are set up shop in China, once you come over here, we'll welcome you open arms. And then, unfortunately, too many people set up shop, too much energy got drained, and then they ousted the people. So at the same time, you had people that wanted security. Where's Kazakhstan?
Literally, they border China.
Yeah. So you had other companies, other miners that decided that they were going to, instead of going to a place that has questionable leadership, questionable laws, things that are not exactly straightforward, they were like, you know what, let's go to the U.S. The power grid and the infrastructure is stable, it's reliable, and if you set up shop in the right areas, can be extremely profitable because the energy is dirt cheap. And now the logistical nightmare of transporting all of the ASICs could be a little bit more daunting, but that paid off in the long term. So you had companies that set up shop in the U.S., that set up shop in Texas and other states, here in the United States, and they had their direct competitors leave and go to Kazakhstan. The miners here in the U.S. were like laughing. They're like, see, that's why we didn't go to Kazakhstan. Because now they are getting limited. They're told that they can't mine. And you left there because it was a little cheaper than going to the U.S. The energy was a little cheaper. The transportation was cheaper. But you see what stability has. In the same way that you invest in more stable assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, to make a quick buck and to save a little bit of money by investing in something a little bit more risky, the same can be said for a miner and where they do business. So that's what I got.
All right, and then just real quick, just touch on some NFT news. I just pulled up the top NFT sales over the last 24 hours. And wouldn't you know, 18 hours ago, someone paid $340K for a Bored Ape. And if we just scroll down, we look at the top 10, every single one except this one, Yellowstone Fire Pit Crew. I have zero idea what that is. They're all Bored Apes. So it's not an issue of people not having money, okay? For something like Bored Apes, and one of my friends, he's got a pretty big portfolio. And I've talked to him about, this was months ago. It's like, hey, what do you say to people that say NFTs are in a bubble? And he told me, he goes, let me ask you a question. When the economy's down or a recession is happening, are people with high valued art, with Vincent van Gogh or with Leonardo da Vinci, whatever the case may be, are they running out to sell their art? No, they're not. No, they're not. So same thing when you have a collectible and a collection like Bored Apes. They are the gold standard when it comes to NFTs. How high could the value go? I can see it in the millions for one Bored Ape.
But just like any other industry that pops up, or any new collectible pops up, you have the gold standard, then you have knockoffs.
Yep.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that the knockoffs or the tier 2 are invaluable. And sometimes the tier 2 surpasses the tier 1. You see that in collectibles all the time. What starts as like, oh, this is the coolest toy ever.
Pretty
it
rare.
Could be something that's similar. Could supplant
in the NFT
it
space. That's pretty rare, but it can happen.
That's all collectibles. I mean, the same way that you had CryptoPunks first, and then Bored Ape took its place. Now it could. I guess you could say it's more likely that Bored Ape will always be the most expensive NFT, but I don't think so. I think there's going to be, in a few years, there's going to be something that's going to be worth more.
I don't know, man.
I mean, everybody thought Beanie Babies were going to be worth everything forever. I mean, Star Wars action figures already mooned out. Give me a collectible. Even your sports trading cards are way down from where they were in their all-time highs in like 2008, 2010. And so all collectibles outside of maybe fine art, like you said, like a Mona Lisa and, some of the generational lasting art pieces, outside of that, all collectibles, they have their height. And then once something else new comes in, that's going to take its spot. And so I have no doubt in my mind that Bored Apes right now, yeah, sure. They're at the height of the market. I don't see anybody knocking them off anytime soon right now, but there's going to be somebody that's going to take his place. And I think after that, it'll be something that'll take that place. And I just think right now it's just too fluid.
And then we're going to find a co-host to take Robin's place.
Yeah, no.
All right.
And I'm never going nowhere.
Never lost.
Yeah,
Where's never lost?
We're one person away.
We need to bump this number
30.
up. We need to bump it up to 30. What did we get to? 33 last time?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So after the week, we take the highest concurrent viewers, and that is the new benchmark. So should be 33 now.
Okay. Well, we're still going to open this thing up at 30. Stop playing.
30.
All right, I'm letting you guys know if we open up the club, I'm going DJ. Michael Allen, viewer discretion advised.
Where is Michael? He disappeared.
Yeah, he talked all that crap, then he just left. Watch him pop up again. All right, let's move on. Our last segment of our show, the market analysis.
And Tox wants to know if you can do market analysis on Pokemon.
He didn't say that. He just said Pokemon. All right. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. So we have total market cap sitting just over $1.3 trillion with trading volume getting close to 100 billion. Typically, we've been during consolidation, we see typically between 60 to 70 billion in trading volume. Just for reference, when the Terra Luna debacle happened, we hit over $200 billion in trading volume. Now, this is for the overall cryptocurrency market. As Robin mentioned earlier, Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, sitting at 46.4%. ETH dominance still at 18%. This is classic bear market, guys. If you're on analysis, indicator, on-chain, whatever the case may be, this right here is one of the main ones. People moving money out of more risky assets like altcoins, moving it into the more stable like Bitcoin. Now, when I say stable, it's in reference to what the rest of the market does. When Bitcoin drops 5%, everything else drops 15, 20%. We had a super chat. Marky Mark, thank you for your super chat. I keep hearing 99% of crypto projects will be gone sooner than later. Thoughts? Seriously, 99%. I think 99% is a very, very high number.
You got 20,000. How many? What is the tokens up there?
About 19,000.
19,000.
Yeah, let's just say 20K.
So you got 20,000
99%.
So you trying to do math over there? I see you. Your little squirrel brain is a turn.
So 99% would be 200 coins left.
200?
I think so. I think my math is pretty spot on there. So about 200 coins left. You have people like Gareth Soloway, who we love and appreciate his TA and his analysis. He thinks there should be no more than 50 cryptocurrencies, which if you're just looking at use case, what can it be used for? Sure. But investing is not just that. You're right. In the stock market, you have penny stocks that people know very, very high risk, but also very, very high reward. Mm-hmm. And if you take that away from crypto, it takes that. People like gambling, right? That's why people come to Vegas. They dump money into the slot machines.
They also like coming to Vegas for the nightclubs.
Well, they sports bet, right? Sports betting and doing this. People like that, right? And if you take that away from crypto, it's going to suck the life out of everyone. And I don't think that's a good idea. Now, do we need 70,000 layer ones? No. Do we need 500 million meme coins? No. I think the way you fix that, and it'll help fix the influx of garbage, it'll help fix the scams, it'll help fix all the BS, is if you want to launch an ICO, man, you got to register somewhere. You got to register somewhere. You got to give your information. That way you can be held accountable. So maybe you'll think twice when you launch a Squid Game token, just based off of pure hype of the TV series that happened on Netflix. And then you rug pull people out of their hard-earned money. You should be held accountable. People should be able to sue you. And that'll get rid of 90% of the scams. That's just my opinion, without taking away the whole gambling. Hey, what if it pops off and I picked right. That kind of stuff creates excitement from retail. Institutions could care less. They want institutions of smart money put their money into solid Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana. Retail investors, though, are more keen to be able to, or are more keen to want to spend a little more money on more speculative assets like the meme coins, like those ones. So 99%, I don't think so, but I do agree there's a ton of garbage and it needs to be eradicated. So Bitcoin, let me refresh real quick. Thanks again for the super chat, Mark. We appreciate it. Hope that answers your question, my friend. Bitcoin.
We've been at 30 forever, bro. A long ass.
Go ahead. Y'all want to see that giddy up there? Something like that again. We're gonna have problems, man. You know, I'm realizing as you get older, you gotta be careful about sudden movements you make. By the way,
you pull a hammy?
No, my head. By the way, the giddy up dab, when he was 5, my 7-year-old now, Liam, when he was 5, he's like, Dad, look at this dance. And he starts dabbing and galloping like a horse. I'm like, what is that? Because it's a giddy up dab. So that was pretty cute. That was funny. All right. Opening up the club. Congratulations. We hit 30. Now that number will change tomorrow. We will have to go through our analytics and see what number that will be. But
just watch it in the replay.
The giddy up dab?
Pretty terrible.
It's pretty bad. It's okay.
Saying my son's
DJ,
dance. You're saying my son's dance was
DJ and giddy up.
Are you
dance,
saying my
bro.
kid's dance was terrible? I will Will Smith your ass literally right now. You watch your mouth when you're talking to me and my kid. All right, Bitcoin sitting right under 32K. Now, looking at the Bitcoin chart here, let me go here. So I have, this is currently the daily chart pulled up. And, you know, let me start on the 4-hour chart real quick. So this is a 4-hour chart on Bitcoin, and we've had this drawn in since, I want to say, early mid-May, like May 10th, May 11th. And we've been in the symmetrical triangle, and typically with these ones, it could break to the up or to the downside. Now, with this, as I mentioned earlier in the show, when I saw, let me see if I can zoom this sucker in for you guys. Oh, it's doing the opposite. That's weird. All right. So when I saw a dip under this trend line here, I thought we were breaking to this 27.3, 27.1 mark. But we actually came back, broke through the lower trend line, and continued to make higher highs. Now, please remember, this is on the 4-hour chart once again. And lower time frames equals less reliable trends, less reliable technicals. But still, it's something to take a look at. And my target was 32,700. Doesn't look like we're going to get there, but we got close. We got to about 32.2. Now, what do I expect next? I expect us to test this downtrend line, which would put us closer to 28,900. And on top of it, you got the RSI here. We are overbought, sitting at over 71. Typically, when we're overbought over 70, selling pressure comes in. And being that we're in a bear market, the macroeconomics, everything going on, I don't think we're going to get to this 32.7, and I definitely think we're going to retest this 28,900. Now, someone asked me earlier, was it Brokyoshi? Someone asked me, well, what if it was the bottom? What if 25.5 was the bottom and this is not a bull trap? Where are you buying? Well, here you go. Here's where I'm buying. I am buying at $48,000. When Bitcoin crosses over...
You're buying at 48,000? Kind of systemic.
Hold on. When Bitcoin... Well, his question was, if we already bottomed and you're sitting there and you keep waiting for it to bottom again and it doesn't, when are you going to start buying? I will start buying once we clear this high we made in March of this year. Because if we can clear this high, we
So
would
you're
have
saying
cleared.
you're not buying at 32, but you'll be buying at 48. That's what you're saying. I'm just kind of confused, bro.
No, because you're okay. I'm waiting for. I don't think Bitcoin's bottomed, so I'm waiting for it to bottom. The question was, what if the bottom's already in? When are you going to start buying
If
again?
the bottom is in, I'm buying it now. Because if that was the bottom, then now is a great time
bottom
to
is
buy.
not in. In my opinion, the bottom is not in. But what'll
I don't
tell
think so
me,
either, but
what'll tell,
if it was, now's the time to buy then.
what'll give me confidence that we are back in a bull market is to clear and stay over this $48,163 mark for at least 3 days. If we close above 3 straight days and we come and retest this line again, then yes, I will start buying.
My strategy
Because for me-
is that if I want to accumulate in the bear market and I want to take profits in the bull market. So if we are in a bull market and we cross the $48,000 mark, my shift is going to go from dollar cost averaging in to dollar cost averaging out. So at 48,000, I'm going to start selling, and I'm going to start selling at 50,000. I'm going to start selling at 52,000. I'm going to start selling at 54,000. In the same way that I'm buying on the way down.
That's a terrible strategy.
So you're saying a dollar cost average,
Bro,
in
if Bitcoin blows through 48,000,
so
we are
hold
in a
on.
bull
You're
market.
saying you should dollar cost average in on the way up
Yes.
and dollar cost average out on the way down?
What?
When do you sell?
You sell when it starts hitting its peak. 48,000 is not peak. 50,000 is
You
not
can't
peak.
time the peaks.
You know what you can do? You can
so
use Crypto Stackers Pro Easy Bits. Seriously, I mean,
And the Crypto
Look.
Stackers Pro should tell you the buy signal should be when it's low, not
So-
when it's
here you
overvalued and
go.
overbought.
The first selling point is 60,000. The next one is going to be 78,000 currently. Now this is going to change, but here's one thing I want to show you on Crypto Stackers Pro. Why do I also think that we're going to get we're not going to cross over that 32 and stay? Well, we have met resistance at this 2x short level, which is $32,138.
So I'm just to go, but like in 2018, all the way till 2020, should have been time to dollar cost average in. And then through the 2020 bull cycle, that was a time to take profits all the way up because you don't know when the tops are. And then if you're in the same scenario, we're in a bear market, you should be dollar cost averaging in through the bear market. And then come the next bull market, you should be taking profits in a dollar cost average form.
You don't take profits at 5% on Bitcoin, bro.
You
Me
don't
personally,
buy,
I
you don't
don't.
look at all-time high. You don't look at highs and say that's what I'm going to buy when we reach those highs again.
It's not about buying
right
on the
now,
highs.
The value. Look, I mean, if you're looking at the easy bands, you mean you want to start buying when it's crossed the 50% mark there?
You wanna start
buy when
buying
it's
here.
closer to the green dotted line. Yeah,
Correct.
and we're close to that now.
we
and if
were.
you look,
We were close to it.
yeah, and we're
And then where do you
still
want to
there.
sell? You want to sell at right here at 60,000, at 70, 80,000.
Yeah, but
that's
you
when you
don't
want to start
know.
laddering out.
We could be 2 years of bear market. So if it starts hitting 48,000, I think it's going to pull back then. There's going to be fluctuations. There's going to be times where Bitcoin's price goes up even through a bull market. And if I can find time to take some profits when the market's overvalued, even in a bull market, whether it's 48 or 50,000, I'm going to. I don't think that in the next 6 months, if Bitcoin hits 50,000, I don't think it's gonna be hitting new all-time highs. In the same way that you don't see it hitting new all-time highs in the next 14 months, like I asked you, or 16 months. So if it hits 48,000 in the next 3 months, I know it ain't gonna stay there for too long. It's gonna come back down. So at that point, I think it's a great time to sell. I'm gonna sell off. I'm gonna wait for the pullback, and I'm gonna dollar cost average in on the way down.
You're wrong.
It's literally the fundamentals of investing. You buy one low and you sell one high. And you're saying you wait for a high to buy in? Like, I don't know,
It's
man.
not about waiting for the high to buy in.
That's
for
literally
me,
what you said.
No, that's not what I said. This is your problem. You don't listen. You only hear what you want to hear, and in your little brain, you process what you want to process. What I'm saying is,
My little
if I
brain
am-
heard you say you're not buying
well,
now, but
it-
you're buying at 48.
That's not the point. The point is why, okay? Here, this
Why?
is
Because the price right now is
I'm going to explain it
undervalued.
one
It's
more
cheap.
time, and I'm not going to talk about it again, okay? If I am wrong and the bottom is already in, okay, I'm not buying at 32. I'm not buying at 35. I'm not buying at 40. I will buy back in when I believe the bull market is back, because when a bull market is not back, I think it will get lower.
I'm not buying in the bull
it.
market. Financial advice for myself,
When
not for you. Buy when the market is down. You sell when the market is up. If you made money in crypto, you bought when it was cheap and you sold when it was high. And the bull market is when the prices are high and they're overinflated.
What's your target price on the next bull market?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It's about my average buy price. It's about my average buy price. And if I dollar cost average in all the way across 30,000 and I can make a 50% gain by selling it through all the way up to 80, you know, whether or not I sell it at 48, 50, 52, whatever. The premise behind buying right now, Bitcoin is cheap. It's 32,000. If you want to buy Bitcoin, don't wait till it's 48,000. Makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. You're not going to time the tops or the bottoms ever. You might luck out here and there, but you're not going to do it with any kind of frequency.
You're missing the point.
What's the point? The point is, if you believe in the asset and you want to pick some up, don't wait for the price to go up higher. If that's where you expect it to go.
I am looking for a bet. I believe that the Bitcoin bottom is not in, so I am staying patient.
But what if it is?
If I'm wrong and it's in, I'm going to wait till I believe that the bull market is back, and I will buy at the beginning of the bull market. And to me, that number is 48,000.
You don't want to buy in the bear market? That's what you're saying? You want to buy when it's a call.
for it to get closer to its bottom.
So you're not buying in the bear market.
I am trusting my analysis. I'm trusting the charts that I'm looking at. That is what I'm doing. I'm not saying you should do it. If you don't understand the concept of probability and technical analysis and market sentiment and macroeconomics, then DCA,
when does a bear market start? And a reversal, right? So you could say that the bear market started in March of 2020, right?
No.
When Bitcoin hit $3,000, that was the start of the bull market, right? In March of 2020. I mean, when do you think the bull market started? Okay, so
I would say the bull market started probably right here. To me, it would have been May. So at 10,000.
At 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So bull market started in May. When was the best time? So that was at the bottom, right? So Bitcoin. Okay. So Bitcoin traded at roughly $10,000 from 2018 to 2020. So for 2.5 years, it traded on average around $10,000. It was around 8, 6, 12, 14. And now that was a great time to accumulate. Now, if the bottom of the market is, as you said, the reversal, the start of the market was at $10,000. If you look at where we're at now, right now, 8,000. So if the bottom was in, like you said, then this would be the start of the bear market, right? If you're in your hypothetical situation, you said, if the bottom was in, I'm buying at 48, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if this is the bottom of the bear market, then this is the start of the bull market. If the bottom is in, why would you wait to buy it at 48,000?
But I don't think it's the beginning of the bull market. We both literally agreed that this is a bull trap.
You were saying, with your hypothetical situation, if it is the bottom, you're buying it at 48. And what I'm saying is, if we rewound and we bought at the bottom of the bear market last year, which was 10,000, isn't it better to buy it at 10,000 than at 22,000?
But that's in hindsight, man. That's in hindsight.
You obviously knew you were in a bear market. You obviously knew you were in a bear market in 2018. Everybody knew it. You went from 20-something thousand all the way down to 8,000. And everybody knew for 2.5 years you were in a bear market. And so that was the time to accumulate. And we know right now we're in a bear market. And right now is the time to accumulate. And if you looked at history and cycles, you want to buy when you're in a bear market. You want to sell in the.
I don't disagree with you. I am just saying my strategy to buy Bitcoin in chunks instead of dollar cost averaging, hypothetically, based on the question that was asked, if I am wrong, which very well I could be wrong, when am I going to start buying again? I won't feel comfortable about, hey, we're starting a new bull market until it hits these certain levels. And if I missed out a little bit on the gains, fine. That's me being proven wrong, and I'll take the consequence for it. But that's just my strategy. That's just because all I do is look at fucking charts. All I do is look at this stuff. So to me, I'm trusting my gut. It could be wrong.
But what I'm saying
I could
is
be making the wrong decision.
Why would you start purchasing at 48,000? That's the
Okay,
only thing
I'm
I
done
don't
with this
understand.
conversation. I'm done. We are done with our show today, guys. Thanks for not getting through Robin's thick-headed skull.
I'm just saying,
Can't seem to
why
understand.
buy 48,000?
Mr. P Brain here. Rocco, roll the outro. Roll the outro. We're gonna call it a day. Crypto fan, thank you guys so much for coming back. We didn't get jinxed today. Broke Yoshi said stream going good. Not to jinx. So we are back. Thank you guys so much again. Happy Tuesday. We will see you guys tomorrow on behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco. We love you guys. Until tomorrow. Peace.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas I goof off. Smoking on a island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next, I won't, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No way I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls.